In this demonstration, I quickly wanted to make an update on using MediaShare and then also quickly show you through Module 3, which you'll be working on for the next 3 weeks. Just quickly in regards to MediaShare, I wanted to let everybody know that in the eText and My Communication Lab button in our Blackboard site, there is this PDF document you'll see. This PDF document explains how to upload videos. So if you're having any trouble uploading your videos, you may want to refer to this document. It does talk about specific formats that are appropriate for MediaShare, as well as giving you some information on how to compress your file size if it happens to be too large. All of the mini speeches that I watched yesterday turned out just fine, and it looks like your video software is great, but if you're running into troubles, I would refer you to this PDF document. The other mention that I wanted to note was when I sent an email saying that certain people's videos did not upload, I was actually incorrect. When I go into MediaShare on my side and scroll down to an assignment, what I see are all of these blue boxes. These blue boxes just indicate that you've all registered for the class and that you're in this class. But when you actually upload your speech, then I can actually see it here on this blue screen and a play button shows up. So that was my mistake last week, that I thought some of your speeches didn't upload when in fact you just hadn't completed the assignment yet, which was fine. Okay, let's go back to our Blackboard site and we are going to go into the Course Modules tab and scroll down to Module 3 and just discuss quickly what's due for the next 3 weeks. As you can see in the module number 3, you'll be learning about your first informative speech assignment, and in the following learning units will cover Chapter 13, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 12. Now, in order to help you progress through each module, I have added a document under the Syllabus tab. In this document is a course module timeline. This is not a requirement for you to use, and I've not laid out what you should be doing day by day or even week by week. It's just a guide for you to try and keep you on track as you work through the semester. And maybe some of you did not know this was here. But as you can see, course module 3 starts on September 9th and it ends on Sunday, September 29th, when your first informative speech is due. However, I'd like you to note that you have 2 assignments that are due early before the module deadline. There's an assignment on September 15th and an assignment on September 22nd that are due early, because these assignments allow me to help you check in and make sure that you're working correctly on your speeches. So we have a couple assignments that are due beforehand. Again, that course module timeline might be helpful for you. And if so, I would suggest printing it off and then keeping track of all the assignments that you're doing. Again, to get into the course module, we click on the title, and the first learning unit in the module is in regards to the speech assignment. We can see by the table of contents all of the activities that you need to complete in this first learning unit. Of course, the beginning being reading the workbook so you can understand the assignment objectives, which I also put on a YouTube video. The first learning activity is called your Specific Purpose and Central Idea Report, abbreviated as SPCI report, Specific Purpose Central Idea. It's important for you to understand that you will need to work through Chapter 5 before you are able to complete this assignment. Chapter 5 is going to explain the purpose of the Specific Purpose and Central Idea reports. However, here's where I need to make an important notation. I want you to follow the guidelines for writing this from the workbook on page 33, not the BB textbook. The BB textbook teaches you how to write the specific purpose and central ideas a little bit differently than we do here at UNO, and I prefer that you use the format that is in our workbook. So please follow the workbook examples. You will notice that this is the assignment that's due early on September 15th. This assignment turns in your topic selection to me, and it kind of starts the preliminary process for your speech. It allows me to approve your topic and give you any feedback before you start outlining. The next activity that you have that's due early is a rough draft outline. Chapters 7, 8, and 9 will teach you about the outlining process, and we have many templates under course documents of sample outlines for you to follow. Again, this is submitted on Sunday, September 22nd. I would like to give you feedback so you can make corrections on the outline before you submit your final outline on the day that the speech is actually due. So please note that this is due in advance as well. Next, you have your speaking note cards. There is nothing that you upload, there is nothing that you physically turn into me. However, I would like to see on the video that you are utilizing note cards to deliver your speech rather than using a manuscript. And an example note card can be found on page 45 in your workbook. And then lastly, we have in this unit a few sample informative speeches if you'd like to watch some other students give their demonstrations. Once you've completed and looked through the learning unit for the first informative speech, you may not complete the whole thing, but at least peruse it so you understand what's due. You'll then start working on the chapter learning units. It's important that you work through these learning units in the order in which they are listed. The order is listed in this way because each chapter builds and helps in the progression of your preparation for the first informative speech. So as you scroll through and look at each learning unit, you can see what your reading assignment entails, if you have a learning activity or homework assignment, and if there's any class discussion board posts that you need to submit. Please note that all activities and discussion board postings are due at the end of the module, September 29th, except on September 15th, you have the specific purpose and central idea report and your rough draft outline due on the 22nd. So please make note of that. Otherwise, you can work through these learning units at your own leisure as long as you plan your time accordingly for the next 3 weeks. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to contact me.